comfy, getting cozy. Alright, now, hello, and welcome to another Flight Sim 2020 live stream here on Bricktown Media. I'm Josh from Bricktown, and here we are. I've been hanging out for the last few hours taking notes. Even my notes have notes, but it's awesome. I started watching a pilot by the name of, her name is Emily, and her pilot, or her whatever social media handle is Pilot Emily, and she's awesome. She's good at what she does, and she had a Flight Sim 2020 video out a few days ago about like takeoff checklists, procedures, that sorts of thing, startup, takeoff. So I was taking some notes. Yeah. Anyway, so now I'm ready to actually do a little bit of flying. So let's go to my channel and get my link. Drop the link in the socials that I use. Bam. Don't need that. Yeah, I know I'm only in 1350 or 1360. What are you gonna do? Alright, so with that being said, we can just kick right off. Now, the idea today, as you can see by the thumbnail, is I am going to be taking the flight training again. Now, I've done this before a few times in the Flight Sim X, but it was pretty much fundamentally broken, which was pretty sad. And, pardon me. So then I got a little frustrated, stopped even bothering with that. Waited for this to come out, and here it is. So now I have done this probably once or twice, I think, by now, just to kind of I did the first lesson almost right off the bat the day that I got it working, and then I got maybe 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 5 more lessons in total till I got up to solo flight, which I do believe is lesson 5 or 6. So I got up to solo flight, and there we go. Yeah, forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, but I've never finished all of the chapters. I don't know if you want to call them chapters, but I've yet to finish all of it. So that's the plan. Anyway, I am gonna do a quick little warm-up flight just for fun, make sure all my controls are good before I get really frustrated trying to learn how to fly, and then I find out that something ain't quite right. Something ain't quite right. I think perhaps my warm-up will be I don't know, man. I had fun canyon flying, but I feel like I need to warm up for even some canyon flying, honestly. I am going to use this loading to my advantage here. I'm sure I'll be getting messages. Alright, well anyway, I hope you all are doing well today. I'm doing okay. I'm doing alright. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to be getting, on the 10th, I'm scheduled for a total hip replacement surgery on my left hip. I fractured my hip when I was like I don't know, 13 or 14 or I don't know, 6th grade, whenever 6th grade was. Maybe I was younger than that, 10 or 11, I don't know. Either way, broke my hip. It was no good. And I'll be 36 in September. Well, on the 20th, I should say. It is now September. So in 19 days, I'll be 36. So anyway, it's been quite some freaking time that my hip has been all janked up. I mean, the doctors obviously did a very good job, and I've been able to generally ambulate without any issues for the last however many years, but at the same time, I've also been getting a lot of arthritis buildup, and now it is untenable. Check it out. Here I am. Alright. So like I said, we're going to be doing a bit of a warm-up today. Everything's looking good. I did tweak a few of the, it does explain what the hell these little dots are. I wish I could remember. But it's not that. I don't know what that is. Anyway. So, yeah, I did tweak a few of the settings. It's getting dark out, so maybe I'll do something in California. Let's go to SFO. I've flown into SFO before. We will set as departure. And what do we got? Foster City. No, that sounds boring. Good lord. Get out of here. Can I make you just not be on the screen? Castro Valley, Fremont, Livermore, Congress. I'm just looking for something interesting. Oh, there's Richmond. I was wondering where Richmond was. Alright, we're going to arrive in Richmond. Just because. Let's see if I can even get this right. Okay. Yeah, look, conditions look fine, I guess. It's partly cloudy or something. 5:02 at night. Might be close to evening. Maybe I'll get some nice sunsets. I don't know. Let me think. I don't want to be in the freaking jet. No, I don't want to be in the freaking jet. Alright, since I'm going to be flying in the 152, I'm going to go for a 152. Any liveries? No, I didn't think so. So yeah, we're going for the 152. Because that's what I want to... That's most likely what I'm going to be training on when I get to it. I mean, maybe... I don't know. I tried to call my local airport today, actually. Just to, go on a fact-finding mission. And I didn't get any response. Like, the phone, didn't ring. It didn't say this number is off or can't be reached. None of it. So I don't really know what to think about it. I'll have to do some more research at some point. At some point, am I gonna see my... I guess I'll check my chat. I don't know if anyone has been chatting, because I haven't been looking at it. Sorry, you guys. It does say I have one watching, but I don't know. Oh, good lord. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off. I also have low latency, so I have ultra low latency, and I can afford to do that because I'm not streaming in 2 or 4K. So I realized I could do that today. That's a nice little upgrade for my stream. So now you're hearing information and seeing the screen and all that much more closely to real time than we were before. And so now when I get chatters, I should be able to respond more accurately. Isn't that exciting? Yes it is. I'm gonna turn my... Whoops-a-daisy. Oops, I'm gonna turn my screen down a bit. Good lord, I've got so many friggin' alerts. Ugh. I don't need you. I don't need you or you. I'm gonna keep that up. Someone like that. Aw. Okay. Yep. Yep. So anyway, tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to be going to get a...
San Francisco Towers, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready for departure to the north at runway 28 right.
I didn't set my tail number.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra cleared for takeoff runway 28 right north, departure approved.
Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf.
SkyWest 5754 cleared to land runway 28 left. Follow the generic on final. Wind 256 at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 right, Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Cleared to land runway 28 left, SkyWest 5754.
God damn it. No. Pause physics. I don't want it. AI. Yeah. Stop it. I had this turned on last night because I was filming a bit of just sort of like, I don't know, cinematic stuff. Don't judge me. So I just like got into a nice little weird that you saw in the beginning there. Can you move in yet? Stop it. Turning you down. Putting the park brake on. Ya bastards. I know I'm ready to go, but I'm not ready to go yet. I think someone just landed on me or is taking off in front of me. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now I'm ready. I don't need flaps. I'm on a Cessna. Oh God. Oh, right. No. What happened? Let's get back on target here. Let's brake. This is awkward. Sorry. Okay, parking brake is set. Okay, I need to check my freaking settings. Oh yeah. Escape. Controls. I don't know why this is all of a sudden not mapped. Let's go to the cyborg. Yes. Expand all. Sometimes it doesn't get the click. There we go. Now you're seeing it. Good. These look stable. Let's just do it anyway. I like it. Everything is assigned. Let's apply. I believe that's a calibration, like a quick little in-game I hope. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, good lord.
Cleared to land runway 28 left, number 2, United 2264.
Is my... What in the world, dude? Like... Okay, I'm just gonna reload now. AI, I'm gonna turn AI off. Alright, no, I'm gonna leave these two on. But control the aircraft is off. Good lord. That's just silly. Validate the flight? No, I'm not gonna validate the flight. Get out of here. I didn't do anything. It wasn't a flight. There was no flying. Anyway. Alright. Look at my 270 frames per second. That doesn't even make sense. Can you guys see that in the bottom of the screen? Yeah, I think you can see that. I think you can. Okay. Let's try this again. Alright. SFO as departure. Where is Richmond? Is you? Don't tell me I'm not going to be able to find Richmond again. Richmond. Arrival. Augusta, Richmond, California, and San Francisco's departure. Try again. Let's try again, yes. This time the AI is not going to be taking over my ish immediately. I don't think. Spicy. Just the way I like it. Got my water here. So yeah, anyway, tomorrow, my first CAT scan, as far as I know, ever. Maybe I got one after they doped me up, and after I broke the hip, they might have put me in an MRI or a CAT scan machine, but it might have also just been X-rays. I think X-rays are probably the fastest, most immediate way to get pictures of what's going on. So it was probably just like they just took a portable X-ray at me or whatever. But pretty sweet. Yeah, probably some blood work, and then I'm free to go for tomorrow. And then on the 4th, I go for a COVID-19 test, and then on the 10th, as long as the test comes back good to go, and all the tests come back good to go, then yeah, the 10th I will be
San Francisco Tower, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready at runway 28 right north departure.
I agree. I am ready. At such a place.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra cleared for takeoff runway 28 right departure to the north approved.
I'm gonna let the sun settle a bit here. Wait for butter. We ain't quite there. This ain't butter yet. It wants to be. That was a weird spawn, dude. I spawned like a couple feet above the ground or something. Ooh. Getting close to butter, maybe. Oh, okay. Alright, do I have throttle control? Okay, good, I do. Oh my god, this motherfucker just spawned in. That'll be fun to contend with as I go for takeoff. No big deal. Okay. Parking brake is released. Don't need flaps, and I'm going to be taking off. Nice and easy. There's the parking brakes. Alright, so that was a bit of a powered, I forget what it's called actually. Now when I go to the flight lessons, I'm going to be turning off, I think, all of the assists. I got to rotate it at 60. Tail strike, thank you very much. Use it on the stick. Trim that. Let's put this back. Of course, now I don't know.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, continue for north departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace. San Francisco Tower, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, continue for north departure.
You could just see a 747 over here, like doing, I believe that's a 747 or something. They just doing the wheel sideways for some reason. Look, I don't have a map. I don't know where I'm going. I maybe, oh, you know what, I can check my VFR. Something just happened on the phone. care about Twitter. Get out of here. Anyway. Oh yeah, you know what? I should maybe try and stay on course.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
San Francisco Tower, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra frequency change.
There he goes again. This guy. Alright, well, I know that's where I need to go.
Normal approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna 152 2 miles northwest of San Francisco 1,600 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Norcal approach. Squawk 7571.
Squawk 7571 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra radar contact 2 miles northwest of San Francisco 1,900 feet. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
I had full flaps? That's crazy time.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Alright. Okay. Let's try to go out a little bit. Let's see, where are we here on my instrumentation? I'm still climbing. Oh, no, I'm actually not climbing in a second. That's fine. I don't know what my actual heading should be, but I'm just going to aim straight. I imagine that's pretty standard for flying, right? Just want to aim straight. Okay, so that was 2,500. Bring our power back up a little bit. Get closer to the level here. Okay. Let's just trim down a bit. Just trim down. Just trim down. Fiddling with the RPMs, which is fine, but I'm gonna start to drop. Oh, no. I'm gonna start to climb again. Come on now. Come on now. Where's my trim? Oops, I want to actually trim it. Bob. Goes down. Alright, so actually I'm pretty, my elevation. Push it for now. Oh yeah, let's actually take a look ahead of schedule. What's my approach look like? Okay. So I can kind of come in. I don't know what I'm like supposed to land on, and these aren't actually marked. Well, this has actually some, not that one. Not that much. So I'm gonna say this is the active one, right? So that's good. So the heading I'm on now is kind of like this. That's here. Oh, actually, I'm missing it. Let's see, a little bang. Let's see what's affected. That's not me. Data. It's definitely my destination out over there, so never mind. Let's go inside. Feeling good, looking good. something up here. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's the Golden Gate, I think. Yeah. Anyway, this is a really cool bridge. First of all, it's dual layers. It's an upper bottom, there. And it's got a cool bend in it here. Then this is called Treasure Island. Where the people live. Like, there's some living houses and condos and stuff. And, like, if you have to get to work in the city, you basically just get on the fucking bridge and go. It's crazy. So if everything ever, I mean, obviously it's designed not to, but you'd be stuck. See right here, now it goes from being a double-decker to there's a tunnel through this friggin' island. This is the double-decker section, and then it splits and goes into a side house. I guess that's just the industrial section. I've never been down there. I used to come see what the bridge is like. could stand turn a little bit more. Not too much, because if this is the airport I'm headed to, honestly, this is it's essentially right ahead of me, so let's actually start to descend. Let's hop in here and zoom in on my control, on my gauges so I can see them. Yep, Richmond, California. Trim down a bit. I'm going to start to descend. Maybe not so much. I don't quite have a visual. I am drifting ever so slightly, so let's not do that. But I am liking my descent. It's about 500, which is where it kind of needs. Okay, I think I finally have a visual. So I'm going to come at it a little cockeyed here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. I'm going to trim up. Putting down a flap. I'm going to nose up for a bit, but then it should nose down. Because technically I'm losing speed. I would normally trim out of that, but I actually don't really need to. But I will trim up a bit actually. Bring my nose up a little bit. Alright, so now I'm definitely in safe flaps areas. Let's come back around a little bit. And I still technically have a freaking visual. Sending nicely out. That's a bummer, dude. I'd really like to be able to see where the heck the I'm getting a lot of ground effect. Alright. Nose is coming up because I put my second stage of flaps, but I am going to pick up my speed a bit. Pick up the speed a bit. Bro, where is... Who puts a friggin' airport right in the middle of a damn city? I don't know what my approach is, and I'm not okay with that. I mean, it's, I'm obviously an amateur. Zoom out here. Wait. I'm so confused, dude. Where the F am I supposed to be going? That ain't my destination. Put my flaps back. Climbing. Must be totally misjudging my where are we at? Trouble. Get your shit together, man. Alright, it's a little bit too together. should have looked at what the friggin' call sign was for this goddamn airport. Hold on. Is it, turn that on. Is it in my nav log? Nav log? That is... Shut up. You're not in the checklist. There we go, nav log. It's just not starting to stink. Maybe. Custom. Alright. I ain't seen no friggin' Costa. Is it? Bro. Is this my destination? I legit don't know. I don't know. What is this again? VR radio. I don't know what that means, so I'm not gonna fuck with it. So I'm gonna head toward CCR. I don't know what that is. I hope that's Richmond. I thought I was heading to Richmond. I don't remember. That's annoying. This landscape is gorgeous. I thought Richmond was maybe Richmond doesn't have an airfield. Let us get to the stars. Still quite a ways away. Of course, all together. Let's see if I can get the cockpit here. That's a little better. What's our heading? 9009 Man, I really hope that I'm training on an aircraft with a G1000 or greater because, Jesus. I know. It's a slight right to have, right? I have it. What is my altitude? 3,300, I guess. So it's our map is down a bit. Okay, there I can see now we're starting to descend. different. Is that my destination marker? I don't know. Find out. Now I'm gonna descend a little bit quicker of a rate than normally suggested. It's okay. At least I might see an airfield ahead of me. Now I don't know if I'm going to have access to an airway runway here. Zoom in. Not necessarily, no. What is this? Is that my destination? Bachman Field. Whatever, man, I'm going in for Bachman Field. Okay, I see the runway, and I think I need to come at it. Oops. Oh. Okay. I see, I see, I see. Putting in one set of flaps. We're going to go ahead for our turn. Don't know if this is good or not. Could be better. Putting in our second set of flaps. I don't know if that's really good timing or not, but I think I'm way too high on this approach, to be perfectly honest, but I think I can still snake it out. And my feet per second is just scary, but I need to get off this hill here. I was way too hot. Way too hot. Try it anyway. Nope. Maybe a little bit of goose. Oh, I don't even know where I am anymore. Oh, that's so disorienting, you son of a bitch. I'm off. I know I'm way off. Hey man, but any friggin' landing you can walk away from, right? Isn't that what they say? Where did I land, dude? Let's just put it on brake. So I had that whole runway. Yeah. I think I landed in a helicopter landing area. Wow, yeah. I'm sure the tower is not happy with me right there. Okay, so let's go and do what we planned on doing. We're going to do some flight lessons today. Just wanted to get a little bit of a warm-up, and I did that. Warning, continue. Yes, continue, you silly bastard. Oh, hello, Ludos. Welcome back. Hello, sir. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know if you're still here, actually. You left, but you probably left. Yes. Yes, so anyway, I don't know if you're still here or not, but I am doing good, and yeah, I'm glad I made that. That was rough. No, still here. Okay, welcome, sir, welcome. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some flight training today. That's the name of the game. I don't know just how boring it's going to be, but I am going to be going from the start, from the perspective of a noob, of which I am. Oh, man. Hold on, sorry. Okay. Alright, get to know your aircraft environment. This training session will familiarize you with the basic controls to spread your wings. Explore different views around the aircraft. Pitch and roll the aircraft using the yoke. Skew aircraft direction and yaw with the rudder. And reduce power with the throttle. 8 minutes. Let's do this. Pretty boring, but it helped. Yeah, no, I know, exactly. Yeah. Yep, this is just, I mean, honestly, if anyone sees this title, they're going to only watch this replay if they're actually interested. Okay, so without looking, number 1 is an aileron, number 2 is, fuck. Is that an elevator? No, flaps. What am I talking about? Flaps. Elevator's number 4, 3 is the rudder. Yay. I still fucked it up, but whatever, I don't care. So yeah, this is literally just like kind of showing, because I really haven't seen too many, like pilots, whatever, flying this sim, showing anything to do with the training. Like, I don't know, and if they are, I guess maybe I'm just not finding the right channels, but either way, I figure I could do the training as an amateur at the very least, and show my experience from start to finish. So that's the idea. Alright, so we're in Sedona. They love putting us out here in the Midwest. Elevation 6,004 for the elevation, right. 100 knots, heading 199. Alright, so...
Welcome to flight training. I'll be your instructor, Captain Mike Barnes. Are you ready to fly?
I think I am.
Let's begin our time together going over some basic controls.
Agreed.
Starting with your eyes. Get familiar with your surroundings.
Okay.
Don't worry, I have the stick for the time being. Take a look out your side windows. Visibility is optimal today.
Wants me to use my stick. Wow, look at that back. Look at that trunk. Oh, yeah, I guess I gotta do that. Alright, that's fine. I got it right here.
These are ideal conditions to take in all Sedona has to offer.
Sure is. Also, like this. Use the left, right. Nope, that's not right. Left, right. It's loading, taking forever. Yeah, training as well. No, I totally agree. Right. Exactly right, sir. And I am not someone who knows. Okay. Use left, right. That's not it. That's not it. I want that. Yeah, okay. I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Sitting up on here. Right stick. Reset. Did I do everything? It said 11 and 12. Oh. Right. Okay. Where did it go? Okay, weird. See the custom camera. Pressing Control Alt 1 to get back to the pilot. By pressing the right stick, press Alt 1 anytime to call your custom. Okay, so let's go. So I don't have to friggin'. Okay, so we're just gonna put ourselves in the co-pilot seat. And we'll go, what is it? Control Alt 1. Or is it this one? Am I gonna go back to my right? This is like juggling 17 different things. And then,
See if you can locate the airport down below.
wow, that's
Look for the runway. It's hard to miss.
for the runway. So find out. Next focus.
That's an affirmative. We have visual
Is it?
confirmation on the airport.
Just now.
And now you have your bearings. Time for you to take control. First up on our official training list is the yoke. Some people compare the yoke to a steering wheel, and while you can turn with it, you can also pitch. Let's start with turns, though.
Okay.
The yoke controls the ailerons, which control aircraft roll and allow you to bank into turns. Try banking to the right. That'll work.
Okay.
Go ahead and level us back out. All right? Now let's talk about pitch. The yoke also controls your aircraft's elevator, pitching you down if you push forward on the stick, up if you pull back. Pull back and see how the aircraft starts to climb. Ask any pilot and they'll tell you. Aviation is all about speed and altitude.
Okay.
Notice when you're pitched up, climbing higher, speed naturally wants to decrease.
It's true.
You'd likely need to increase power to continue climbing. Instead, for now, just pitch back down. There it is. Speed is picking up again. As you level back out, let's start talking about another control. The rudders at your feet.
Okay.
Rudder pedals control the aircraft's side-to-side movement, also known as yaw. On the ground, those pedals help you steer the aircraft. In the air, they align you properly during turns. Let's see you put them to use. Try to skew the aircraft's nose to
Sorry,
either
Ludo,
side.
if I'm a little boring. Yeah, it's all good, my friend. Get some rest. Have a good evening. Good seeing you. Alright, use the rudder to skew aircraft.
Just like that. Now, realign the aircraft, making sure your dashboard is 3 to 4 inches below the horizon for a cruise attitude.
I am not there.
All right, we have one more control to cover today. Your throttle. Simply put, your throttle controls the power output of the engine. Try cutting all the power and see what happens. As you may have expected, without power, your altitude decreases.
This is true. Probably
Lower altitude means increased vigilance. However, you always want to keep an eye on your surroundings. Nobody likes surprises when they're flying.
true.
Why don't you go ahead and throttle back up now? Just like that, your speed is increasing. And as long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well.
Word.
There's no such thing as a natural-born pilot, but you're already off to a strong start. The more you fly, the more these flight controls will become second nature.
Agreed.
Until then, if you need help with the aircraft, radio, checklists, you name it, I'll be here. Pass the controls whenever you're ready, or keep on flying, and I'll keep enjoying the view.
How do I, Control Alt X?
Copy that. I have control.
Let's
Until next time.
continue on. Sweet. I did the thing. So this is actually also a tutorial on the flight sim, obviously, but also probably just good information in general for flying. Moving on to the next activity. Okay. Well, we've got the tachometer, we've got the attitude, yep, attitude indicator, the altimeter, turn and slip, yep, heading indicator and vertical speed indicator, and RPM. That's TAC. Oh, that's the airspeed. And the, yeah. Whew. Delicious. All right. Drop that down a little bit. I'm gonna let the sim settle, I think. I think it needs to do that. There we go, it looks a little better. This is a great view though. I'm gonna give a second. Little break. Oh. Good lord. Okay, dokie. Whew. Looks fully loaded in at this point. Okay. Ready to fly.
This lesson will focus on the main attitudes of flight. Your aircraft's orientation relative to the horizon.
Okay.
Look outside. Notice how the cockpit is situated approximately 4 inches below the horizon line.
Yeah, okay,
You're flying straight, maintaining a decent rate of speed. This is the cruise attitude. Check to see how it shows up on your instruments.
Okay, so focus on the instrument panel. So, control 1.
First up, your attitude indicator. This shows your current attitude. The white line is the horizon, and as you'd expect, the sky is above and the ground below. That orange element in the middle is your aircraft aligned with the horizon. As you saw outside, your current cruise attitude is relatively straight and level. Next up, check your tachometer to see how much power the engine's generating. All right, approximately 2,300 revolutions per minute. Attitude and engine RPMs combined translate to aircraft performance. Which leads us to your airspeed indicator. And last but not least, your altimeter. To calculate your altitude, read the small needle first to find out how many thousands of feet up you are.
6,000.
Then read the big needle to figure out the hundreds.
Zeros. We're at 6,000.
With your current attitude and power output, speed is holding steady around 90 knots, altitude is a stable 6,000 feet. But not for long. Take the stick when you're ready. Pull back slightly on the yoke, raising the nose approximately 2 inches above the horizon line. You don't want to pitch up too much. If the angle's too steep, it won't create lift. Without enough lift, the aircraft will stall. Now, go full throttle. Start your climb. You are now in a climb attitude. Check to see how it shows up on your attitude indicator and tachometer. On your altimeter, you can see you're gaining altitude. However, you're losing airspeed, even at full throttle. Not a sustainable situation. Go ahead and bring the aircraft back to a cruise attitude. Ease up on the yoke, aim your nose slightly below the horizon, and reduce your throttle to 2,300 RPMs. Ease up on the yoke, aim your nose slightly below the horizon, and reduce your throttle to 2,300 RPMs.
Done it.
That's it. You're set up with the same attitude and power you had at the top of our lesson. Time to move on to the descent attitude.
Okay.
First step is adjusting your power. Reduce your RPMs to 1,800.
All right.
Next, you'll want to lower the aircraft's nose, just a little farther below the horizon. With a nose-down attitude, it's no surprise altitude is decreasing and speed is on the rise.
Correct.
Now, bring the aircraft back to a cruise attitude. Then we'll be ready for the final part of our lesson. All right, we've covered cruise, climb, and descent. Time to cover the turn attitude. Gently move the yoke left or right to start rolling the plane. A quick look outside will show how your attitude has changed. However, you can also check your instruments for the details. As a general rule, you should always aim to keep your turns under 30 degrees. On your attitude indicator, you'll find a series of notches along the top. Each notch represents 10 degrees. You may notice the more you turn, the more you need to pull back on the yoke to maintain altitude. When you're rolling out, you'll need to do the opposite. Roll and push at the same time. Mastering the main attitudes of flight is an essential step for every pilot in training. You're on your way, but more practice never hurts. Whenever you're done, pass me the controls. All right, I have control. Good job.
Thanks, Captain. Next, take off and level flight. This I know I can do. I mean, the rest of it was rehashing for me, but do. Loading. Get that aircraft loading. So rotate at 55. Okay. So I guess 50 to 60 is pretty safe to say. But yeah, okay. Heading on 3, so basically north. Where did you choose that?
No matter how many hours I've logged, takeoff still puts a smile on my face.
I bet, you pervert. Okay, we're loading. We're loading.
Taking off is not especially difficult, if you remember a few basic principles.
Okay. Still loading.
First, whenever possible, take off into the wind. This won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before you enter a runway, always make sure it's clear.
Yep. Agreed. Are we at butter yet? No, we are not at butter yet. Oh god, we are far from butter. This is like cottage cheese. Ugh. Oof. for the love of Bob. You are trash right now. Stop it. Alright, X.
All right. No cross traffic to contend with. You're clear to taxi. Use your rudder pedals to steer the aircraft into position.
I believe that's my parking brake. There we go. Oh, that's the parking brake. Alright. We are now... Oh, okay. There we go. I was released, and I didn't realize it. Okay. So, align aircraft center of runway, stop aircraft. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to basically be going... north. Is that north? Yeah. 03. So I'm going to be faced. So I'm going to go that way, I think. I think. Let's try. Wow, I failed that pretty miserably.
Not quite. Let's get back in position and try this again.
Okay. I thought I might just be able to...
All right, you're clear for takeoff.
Son of a bitch.
Apply full power, and I'll step you through the process.
Whatever. Full power is being applied. Check the rudder here.
Try to stay on the center line using your rudder. Continue pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now pull back gently on the yoke. Align the top of your instrument panel a couple inches above the horizon. Pitch up and set a good climb attitude. That's it. You're airborne. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudder to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. If you maintain 75 knots, you'll reach the target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time.
Jesus. That was rough. Okay, let's trim up a little bit. Avoid that peak. Alright, I need to climb to 5. Maintain 75. I just need to get over some, like, lower terrain here. Full throttle. Okay. Let's try to get control. All right.
Now that you've reached your target altitude, you're ready for part 2 of our lesson. Straight and level flight. Step 1, adjusting your attitude. The aircraft is currently in a cruise attitude. You're pushing max power. To stay level, you'll want to ease back the throttle to, say, 1800 RPMs. As you may have noticed, to hold this altitude, you need to pitch the nose up. You could maintain pressure on the yoke to hold steady. However, that's not exactly a precise method of control. The optimal approach is to adjust your trim wheel until you no longer need to push or pull on the yoke. Drag the trim down when you need to set the nose up. Drag it up to set the nose down. Add trim to keep the aircraft at 5,500 feet without increasing throttle. If you feel your pitch slipping and need to get back to the proper attitude, just pull on the yoke, then dial in the right trim. In my experience, when you adjust the trim, you want to make initial rough changes to remove pressure on the yoke. After that, you make small adjustments to find the perfect setting to keep your desired attitude. Understanding trim is fundamental to straight and level flight. It saves you from applying constant pressure on the yoke, which frees you up to focus on other joys of flying. Take as much time as you like practicing with the trim. I'll be here when you're ready to pass the controls.
I mean, I'm pretty good. Looks pretty sweet. Looks totally sweet. Alright.
I have control now. Check.
Landing. This is always the fun one. Pretty sure he's gonna have me go up, do a pattern. Oh no, I'm starting. Okay, I get it. But he's got me like straight on, so I just gotta slow the hell down. Let's see how good I can do. Probably will not be that good. Probably not that good, but we'll see. Slow, gentle touchdown, it says. Alright. I'll let it settle for a second. Still looks pretty amazing. Landing light is on. I learned that that's what that is. That's a landing light. There we go. There's a little bit of butter.
My old flight commander used to say, what goes up must come down. Ideally in one piece. For this lesson, you will be called on to bring us in for a safe landing. We have clearance for a straight-in approach. No need to complete the standard traffic pattern. You're already set up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power. You're on the glide slope now. Maintain a speed of 65 knots, adjust your pitch if necessary, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're targeting the runway number, keep it steady in your sights. If the number appears to move up in your windscreen, you're coming in low. You'll need to add more throttle to get back on the slope. If the number's moving down, you're coming in high. You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent. You'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. As you pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then you'll pull back slightly on the yoke and aim the nose just above it.
Bad approach. I should've gone.
You're coming in too high. Standard operating procedure dictates you go around and try the approach again. I'll get you set up.
God damn it. Alright. I gotta put myself in idle to begin with. First of all, I had a bunch of throttle going like for about the first third of that, so let's try that again, calling that one a mulligan. And I also like brought myself up way too high in that fucking camera. I couldn't see shit.
My old flight commander used to say, what goes up must come down. Ideally in one piece. For this lesson, you will be called on to bring us in for a safe landing. We have clearance for a straight-in approach. No need to complete the standard traffic pattern. You're already set up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 10 degrees of flaps and idle power.
Okay.
You're on the glide slope now. Maintain a speed of 65 knots, adjust your pitch if necessary, and keep your aim point on the runway number. When you're targeting the runway number, keep it steady in your sights. If the number appears to move up in your windscreen, you're coming in low. You'll need to add more throttle to get back on the slope. If the number's moving down, you're coming in high. You'll need to add flaps to increase your rate of descent. You'll also need to push forward and trim to change your attitude and maintain the same speed.
Definitely a little better here on my line.
Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. As you pass the threshold, shift your aim point to the end of the runway. Then you'll pull back slightly on the yoke and aim the nose just above it. All right, you've passed the threshold. Start your flare. Keep pulling back slowly and allow the aircraft to settle on the runway. Don't push it down, but don't let it start climbing either. There you go. Now, apply the brakes to slow down and bring the aircraft to a stop.
Alright, well that wasn't pretty, but at least I landed. At least I landed.
Well done. Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing.
Agreed.
But when you can use the aircraft the next day, it's fantastic.
Alright, shut up.
Landing can be a challenge, even for veteran pilots. It takes practice to master. Luckily, that's why we're here.
No doubt. Agreed. Traffic pattern. Alright. A little bit more pizza. Leftover pizza is the best. Hold on. Okay. Now, I did fly this yesterday, the day before. Gotta let it settle here. Still a little framey. Still a little framey. Come on now. Come on now. You can do it. Good Lord.
If you're a pilot who plans to visit an airport anytime soon, you'll need to understand the notion of traffic patterns.
Okay. I do this game.
Sedona's standard traffic pattern follows a 1,000-foot altitude around the main runway.
Agreed. The lag is real.
By the time you finish this lesson, you'll have the skills to complete every leg of the pattern, starting with takeoff.
If it ever loads. Good Lord. What are you doing? Bros, I'm so sad. Come on now. There we go. Okay, take off, he says. All right. So I want to... Oh. I want to maintain a 1,000 foot. Zoom in a video. Wait for about 55. Rotate.
Once you're airborne, stay aligned with the runway and climb to 5,400 feet. You'll be going for a left-hand traffic pattern.
Alright, so I'm at a pretty decent angle.
When you reach your target altitude, begin a turn to the left 90 degrees toward a 122-degree heading. Now you're in the pattern. Get ready for the crosswind section. All right. Continue climbing until you reach the traffic pattern altitude of 5,700 feet. It's time to make your left turn downwind. When the runway appears at the halfway point of your wing strut, that's your mark. You're at a good glide distance. Good. You're in the downwind leg. Now lower your nose to a cruise attitude and reduce power to 2,100 RPMs. Once your speed is in the white arc, add 10 degrees of flaps and prepare for landing. This would be a good time to check and see if the runway's looking good.
Yeah, right, bro.
Also watch out for any other aircraft entering or exiting the pattern. As you fly past the end of the runway, continue until you see it at a 45-degree angle behind you.
I can't look.
That's your cue to turn left again, onto the base leg.
Okay. I'm climbing like a bastard. Tap up.
Now reduce your power to idle. You want to lose altitude while you maintain a cruise attitude. Keep an eye on the runway as you prepare for your final turn. Your speed should be holding at approximately 65 knots.
No idea.
See that? The runway's in full view. Be sure to keep the aircraft centered on approach. If you're too high, add flaps. Too low, add power to maintain the glide path. All right, we are wheels down. Apply brakes to slow the aircraft, but never come to a complete stop on the runway.
Right.
If other aircraft are looking to land, you'll have to move. Proceed to one of the taxiways on the right.
Oops.
All right. Not quite where you were supposed to land. It's not the end of the world, just unexpected. Don't worry. We can start the lesson over again.
No! You're a cunt. I guess for fuck's sake. More pizza, I guess. All right.
If you're a pilot who plans to visit an airport anytime soon, you'll need to understand the notion of traffic patterns. Sedona's standard traffic pattern follows a 1,000-foot altitude around the main runway. By the time you finish this lesson, you'll have the skills to complete every leg of the pattern,
Cool.
starting with takeoff. Once you're airborne, stay aligned with the runway and climb to 5,400 feet. You'll be going for a left-hand traffic pattern. When you reach your target altitude, begin a turn to the left 90 degrees toward a 122-degree heading. Now you're in the pattern. Get ready for the crosswind section. All right. Continue climbing until you reach the traffic pattern altitude of 5,700 feet. It's time to make your left turn downwind. When the runway appears at the halfway point of your wing strut, that's your mark. You're at a good glide distance. Good. You're in the downwind leg. Now lower your nose to a cruise attitude and reduce power to 2,100 RPMs. Once your speed is in the white arc, add 10 degrees of flaps and prepare for landing. This would be a good time to check and see if the runway's looking good. Also watch out for any other aircraft entering or exiting the pattern. As you fly past the end of the runway, continue until you see it at a 45-degree angle behind you. That's your cue to turn left again, onto the base leg. to reduce your power to idle. You want to lose altitude while you maintain a cruise attitude. Keep an eye on the runway as you prepare for your final turn. Your speed should be holding at approximately 65 knots. See that?
Way too
The
high.
runway's in full view. Be sure to keep the aircraft centered on approach. If you're too high, add flaps. Too low, add power to maintain the glide path.
Ugh.
All right. Not quite where you were supposed to land.
No.
It's not the end of the world, just unexpected.
Don't do it to me.
Don't worry. The lesson over again.
I'm gonna be really good at getting this pattern, I'll tell you what. For the love of God. What do you mean? Not where you're supposed to. For fuck's sake.
If you're a pilot who plans to visit an airport anytime soon, you'll need to understand the notion of traffic patterns. Sedona's standard traffic pattern follows a 1,000-foot altitude around the main runway. By the time you finish this lesson, you'll have the skills to complete every leg of the pattern, starting with takeoff.
Okay. Let's get my camera set up. All right.
Once you're airborne, stay aligned with the runway and climb to 5,400 feet. You'll be going for a left-hand traffic pattern. When you reach your target altitude, begin a turn to the left 90 degrees toward a 122-degree heading. Now you're in the pattern. Get ready for the crosswind section. All right. Continue climbing until you reach the traffic pattern altitude of 5,700 feet. It's time to make your left turn downwind. When the runway appears at the halfway point of your wing strut, that's your mark. You're at a good glide distance. Good. You're in the downwind leg. Now lower your nose to a cruise attitude and reduce power to 2100 RPMs. Once your speed is in the white arc, add 10 degrees of flaps and prepare for landing. This would be a good time to check and see if the runway's looking good. Also watch out for any other aircraft entering or exiting the pattern. As you fly past the end of the runway, continue until you see it at a 45-degree angle behind you. That's your cue to turn left again, onto the base leg.
About this so far. I'm not ascending stupid fast.
Now reduce your power to idle. You want to lose altitude while you maintain a cruise attitude. Keep an eye on the runway as you prepare for your final turn. Your speed should be holding at approximately 65 knots. See that? The runway's in full view. Be sure to keep the aircraft centered on approach. If you're too high, add flaps. Too low, add power to maintain the glide path. All right, we are wheels down. Apply brakes to slow the aircraft, but never come to a complete stop on the runway. If other aircraft are looking to land, you'll have to move. Proceed to one of the taxiways on the right. You did well. You're on your way to becoming a solid pilot. Keep it up.
Sweet. Oh my god, I was so afraid. That is too sensitive. Far too sensitive. Alright, first solo flight. Let's do it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, but solo. Oh, longer. I believe this is a longer pattern, technically. Pizza. Okie dokie. Let's see what this is all about.
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground in radio contact if you need me, but something tells me you won't.
A little creepy lady.
Your goal is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own. Remember what we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be just fine. Good luck. See.
All right. Just waiting for butter. Any minute now. Come on now, honky. Here we go. It's a little better. Only very little better. Good lord. Seems like the longer I play this, you know, I get into the 3-hour mark and it just starts to crap out. As far as like loading times, I guess. I don't know. Because like it wasn't. Definitely wasn't this bad to get to. There we go. Smooth operating. There we go. Okay. All right. Remove the parking brake. And we are going to take off. Effing load. Bros, how many times have I flown out of this airport? The one you told. So I got myself back. To the altitude I want to be at. Took a little bit of finagling and some dead silence, but I got there. I'm going to go for my turn once I get to the outskirts of this. Definitely fucked that approach up.
You weren't really supposed to land there. It's well done, don't get me wrong. Just not what was expected. At this point, I think it's probably best if we start the lesson over.
You're a bitch. It's not like I don't get it, but... Alright, one more attempt at this goddamn shit show. Yep, one more. I just got way too high. It's that initial trim that gets me all effed up, but then I start like nosing up too high, and then it's just like, and I'm fighting it. Alright.
It's time. Your first solo flight. I'll be watching from the ground in radio contact if you need me, but something tells me you won't.
Yeah.
Your goal is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own. Remember what we covered in our previous sessions, and you'll be just fine. Good luck. See you on the other side.
Okay. Oops. Disengaged. on, you bitch.
You weren't really supposed to land there.
What?
It's well done, don't get me wrong. Just not what was expected. At this point, I think it's probably best if we start the lesson over.
Is it? I disagree. Anyway, that was fun, folks. Tomorrow I will come back and I will tackle that. But, yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks to everyone who stopped by. Sorry if you guys were chatting. After a while, I stopped focusing on the chat altogether. But, with that being said, thanks to everyone who did stop by. As always, thank you to everyone who's watching the replay. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And, yeah. I will see you in the next video. And let's see if